and YouTube.
Let me know when, because I'm going to brush my teeth first.
Brush your goddamn teeth, Skeeter.
Wait,
Skeeter,
now?
Yeah, brush your teeth, you dumb idiot.
Let me know when we're live. I don't want to embarrass myself.
We're live, you idiot. Are you going to brush your teeth, or are you just going to sit there like a goddamn idiot?
Okay, I'll keep brushing.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning into Question Mark Live. This is the pre-show. This is the part of the show where we encourage you, if you aren't watching on our TikTok, on our YouTube, or our Facebook, to share the stream. Get people to come in here to interact. If you are watching on our TikTok, there's only one way to interact, is you got to go to the link in the bio to our YouTube channel, and then you get to chat and have your question featured on the screen like this, like Vishan Silva right here over on YouTube. He says, Mark, Xtreme, it's not time for the intro yet, but that's if you want to interact with the show, you got to go to our YouTube or our Facebook to have your questions featured on the screen like the Vishan Silva right there. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to share this stream. This is the best wrestling live stream that is on the internet. This is the best. Did I already say this is the best wrestling live stream on the internet? Did I already say?
I don't know. Roman Reigns did one. That'd probably be the best. Then you'd be second best. But this,
no, that's not true.
Roman Reigns.
I don't think you realize what you're doing. Okay, no, I am the goddamn world's champion. Okay, right here. This proves it right here. 15 plus years undefeated backyard wrestling entertainment champion. Okay. And this is Question Mark Live with Mark Xtreme. 15 plus years undefeated backyard wrestling entertainment champion. And you know what? For years, we've been tearing it up on YouTube. We've been, now we're killing, I'm a TikTok king on TikTok, and just goddamn, I'm seeing a content over here, giving you guys content for years. So we thought, why not do a live stream? Because everybody goddamn is doing one too. But this gives me a good opportunity to give back to the business, give back to some of the boys, some of my fellow boys that I'm on the same level as, for sure. And definitely, I'm just, I'm retired, so at this point it's time for me to give back to this business. So again, if you are watching,
that's inappropriate. Not supposed to say that word. You're supposed to say mentally challenged.
I said retired, Skeeter.
Okay. Sometimes the connection's a little fuzzy, so I thought you said something else. You have been called that, though.
I said retired. I'm retired. I've done everything there is to do this business. So we've got a great guest coming up here shortly. Francisco Ciatso, man. This guy's been all over the world. He's got a film coming out called Journeyman. Skeeter, this guy's got a movie coming out. So if you play your goddamn cards right, maybe he can help us out and get in some goddamn movies. You know what I mean?
That'd be awesome. I love it being movies. That'd be so cool. Can I be in this one? Is it a Fast and Furious movie?
Well, we'll see if we can be in his movie. He's going to be in here shortly. But again, before we bring in Francisco, we got to encourage everybody, please share the stream. If you're watching on Facebook, share it to the groups, share it to your pages. If you're watching on YouTube, then tweet out the link. Skeeter, don't copy my hands. It pisses me off. If you're watching on TikTok, then you have to go into the bio and go to our YouTube, because that's the only way to interact with the show. We'll be screening some questions here shortly, but without further ado, let's bring in the journeyman himself, one of my boys that I'm definitely he's a boy just like me. Ladies and gentlemen, Francisco Ciatso. There he is. What's up, dude?
What's going on, man? This whole technology thing has kind of thrown me for a loop. I see myself on a phone, looking at myself while being on the phone. It's a really, I'm having a, I'm still in the 8-track days, so this is kind of new to me.
I think that Keanu Reeves did a movie about it called The Matrix. It's crazy, man.
Who'd he ever beat?
I don't think anybody. So, the way I look at it is, if somebody hasn't, you can probably for sure relate to this. If somebody hasn't walked a mile in our boots, then they need to shut their dang mouths, and they need to give respect where respect is due. But talking about respect, Francisco Ciatso, my boy, you've been
For a
in
long
this
time.
business for how many years have you been in this business?
Man, since Methuselah. So it's got to be what, a couple thousand years. It seems like it's actually going on 19 and a half right now.
Oh,
I've known you for probably about 15 of that. If we're being honest.
yeah, we've crossed paths, time and before and before, but I'm 15 plus years undefeated champion. I don't know if you hold any belts right now. Do you have any titles?
I have a belt that's J.C. Penney 398. I got around my jeans. I mean, that's about it. But I'm not a world champion like you. That's a pretty big feat there, Shane.
Hold on. I think it's pretty cool that you started in the business the same time as Medusa. She's in WCW. That's great.
Methuselah.
Yeah, Medusa.
That's moving on.
Okay, well, yeah, but yes, we've had the opportunity to cross paths a couple times. IPW Hardcore recently. I was there. I did not get kicked in the balls by a little person wrestler. That did not happen. So anybody that thinks they saw me, Marky Xtreme, at IPW Hardcore, I did. Skeeter, what are you looking like that for?
Because you did. The little foot hits you right in both your testicles.
No, it did not. That did not happen. But
hold on a second. If I remember correctly, I remember Little J, IPW's resident little person, kicked you right in the ding ding, if I'm not mistaken.
That's one of those things, like the Nelson Mandela syndrome. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but it's like you think you saw one thing that happened, but it didn't actually happen. I mean, you and me both, Frankie, and Skeeter too. We've been hitting the head a few times, so we think we see something, but we didn't. It didn't actually. That didn't happen.
Well, I guess my mind was playing tricks on me. Isn't that like an old rap song from the 90s or whatever? I guess I'm showing my age. My mind's playing tricks on me or something like that. I might have actually dreamt that song up too.
Yeah.
That happened to Ivar too. In the greatest wrestling match ever at Backlash, Ivar kept seeing things that happened in the past, and in that fight with the Street Profits, it happened.
I didn't hear what you just said, so whatever.
I don't think anybody did.
Let's jump to some questions, and let's field some questions here. Get your take on some things, Frankie Ciatso. Okay, over on YouTube, Paul S. says, perhaps a controversial question, so I apologize in advance. Mark, you seem to have the ability of a Greek god. Why are you so awesome? Well, Mark, Francisco Ciatso, I'll ask you that question. Why am I so awesome?
Well, I mean, not for nothing. I mean, you've been all around the world and back again. I mean, Hollywood, San Diego. I mean, I know you were overseas for quite a while, TV shows and movies. And I mean, if I had to pick, somebody in the A's that were pretty awesome, I mean, I'd probably pick you too.
I mean, you may be mistaking me from somebody else, but I haven't been in a movie yet. But you have been in a movie, and the movie is called Journeyman. That's effing sick. So can you tell our viewers a little bit about Journeyman?
Yeah, actually, Journeyman is a film that was directed by Paul Stewart. We finished filming in 2017. It was a documentary about myself and my wife, Stormy Lee, and our trials and tribulations from the year 2016 through 2017. Went to Nashville, Tennessee to run a pro wrestling company for the natural Chase Stevens, which I'm sure you all are familiar with from the old TNA days and Impact days, and one half of the Impact Tag Team Champions or TNA Tag Team Champions. And he gave us the opportunity to come up there and shoot a pilot that was going to be some bail bondsmen and wrestling and all of that intertwined, which was a pretty neat idea. Went up to Nashville, did that. Within 4 months, everything fell out. The bottom fell out. We're essentially broke. We lost everything, and we're right on the brink of being homeless, and that's not being over dramatic. A friend of mine, Paul Stewart, who I didn't even know was moving to Nashville, Tennessee, asked me out for lunch one day and said he wanted to tell my story. And I laughed in his face, and I said, "Who the hell wants to tell my story? I'm an independent nobody who I literally didn't even have change in my pocket to pay for even an appetizer that day." And he said, "Well, just trust me, and I'll stay with you on the road for 6 to 8 months. And if you sleep on the floor, I sleep on the floor. You sleep in your car, I sleep in the car." And we did that. And we finished wrapping. We finished filming, rather. Wrap filming on, I want to say June or July of 2017. Got the opportunity to move home to run the WWN Training Center as a head coach and trainer for Evolve and FIP and Shine and so on. And we did that. We started moving truck doors, and I really expected to see nothing more about it. 4.5 months later, he sends me a very, very rough cut of the film, and I was blown away. And not because it was our film, but because he created magic with this thing. And it was his first time doing a feature film by himself, edited himself. I mean, he was just phenomenal. The work he did was just out of this world. And, we won LA Film Awards 2019 for Best Documentary Feature. So really proud about that. We've been to several film festivals all over the world, from, Cannes to, somewhere in China and Japan and Canada and all through the United States. So now we're on the brink. Of course, I can't disclose exactly which one it is, but we're in negotiations right now with one of the top 3 streaming services in the entire country, or entire world really now. So really, really fun stuff, exciting stuff. I've got about 2 or 3 projects that are linked to Journeyman that are also in the works, which we'll be signing contracts for that over the next couple of months. So just really exciting times. And if somebody would have told me 10 years ago that, I'd have a movie about a story about my life, even a portion of my life, I would have laughed. But I've always been a documentary fan. So I've always, been fascinated with the realism behind every industry, not just wrestling, but music and sports and, Hollywood. And that's really what people want to see, is the real people behind what we do. And I know as a fan, still a fan, of course, but as a kid, I always wondered what these guys and girls did on their off time or when they were traveling. And, so we're able to give people a little bit of a glimpse of that, but more so tell a story of not just wrestling, because it's really not a wrestling story. It's a story of a husband and wife, the bond that we created and held true throughout that whole ordeal. And came out on the better side of it. And if we can actually reach one person with that story, that's really what it's about. Again, it's not a wrestling story. We just happen to be wrestlers. If we were baseball players, we would have been able to tell the same story. We just happen to be wrestling. Just happens to be our career, and it's just a fantastic story. And I'm happy that we were able to tell it. And we have a great company, Global Genesis Group, behind us for doing our distribution. So we've had such an amazing team, called Team Journeyman, that have been behind this. Because without that, I mean, there would be no way we've been able to succeed, even to 50% of what we've already done. And I mean, lo and behold, I've got probably the strongest wife in the world, because if it wasn't for her, I probably wouldn't be sitting here talking to you right now. So I don't think she gets enough credit. I know that a lot of people say it's my film. It's not. It's our film. And she was such a driving force behind it and behind the success of getting us through that horrible ordeal. And even to this day, I mean, she's the rock, not the rock, but a rock. This family keeps us together. And I mean, trust me, I'd probably leave her for the rock too, but don't tell her I said that.
Yeah, who wouldn't, right?
Not that there's anything wrong with that, mind you.
Hey, man, I just want to say, man, I'm proud of you. I think it's so kick-ass what you've done. All that awesome information about your movie has made me, I've got a couple questions, but before I get to my questions, where can people find out and stay up to date on the feature?
They can actually go to Journeyman Film on Facebook. It's going to be released, fingers crossed, chicken dance, hopefully this summer. Well, right in the middle of the summer, of course, but by the end of the summer, by the end of August. So just take a look at Journeyman Film on Facebook. They keep up to date with all of our goings on, as well as Global Genesis Group on Facebook, and globalgenesisgroup.com. And of course, anytime, check me out on Facebook, Francisco Ciatso, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all one word. And you'll always see updates from me as well through the Journeyman Film and their Journeyman Film Facebook. So we update whenever we hear something. We're updating. We got a team of people that do it for us, as well as myself and my wife. But it's gotten so busy now that we've got with all these other projects. We try to keep up with those updates every couple of days, because they're coming pretty fast now.
Gotcha. Okay, my first question about your all that awesome news and information. You said you shot a pilot, but what did he do to you? Why'd you shoot him?
I didn't like him no more, so I shot him in his pinky toe.
See, Skeeter, I told you you can shoot people as long as it's in their feet. Just shoot their
It's okay
foot.
in the foot. In the foot, it's
That's
okay.
hardcore. That's hardcore wrestling right there. That's something that needs to come back to extreme wrestling is shooting people in the foot. You know,
Yeah,
that's
But it makes you mad.
and just the pinky toe too, because you don't really need that all that much. You can go,
yeah.
you can go
Nobody
4
needs a
toes.
pinky toe. Nobody
Nope,
needs a
not at all. Pinky
Nobody
toe's like Pluto. Like Pluto's not really a planet anymore. Pinky toe is just kind of it's a throwaway.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Second question that I had for you is, can we be in your movie, or can I be in your movie?
Heck yeah, we're getting ready to be filming Journeyman 2. Can't really give you the title, but Journeyman 2 is going to be a very funny title. Actually, I'll go ahead and let you know a little secret just between me, you, and the fence post. Journeyman 2, Donkey Days.
Hell yeah. I don't know. That sounds a little weird and wild to me, but I'm all about that good wild time. Hell yeah, man. I'm so stoked. Again, the website one more time for the people.
Journeyman Film and Facebook. We don't have an actual website or Twitter or anything just yet, but we strictly with Facebook right now, which is Journeyman Film. And then, of course, they can reach updates through me as well as Francisco Ciatso, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Global Genesis Group, which is our publishing and not publishing, but our distribution company.
Sick. Hell yeah. And now, before we get to some questions from the people watching, I want to take this moment to advertise our YouTube channel. And some of you guys are watching on YouTube right now. So thank you guys so much for being Marky Marks. Hell yeah. But if you go to youtube.com/onyourmarkshow, we've got the best shoot interviews in the business. You know, we've interviewed people like the Hardy Boys, Jake the Snake Roberts, and the Young Bucks. And we've got some breaking news right now. If you're watching this, we've got a shoot interview coming this Friday with Raven, freaking Raven, EC Dub. Hell yeah. Have you ever met Raven, Francisco Ciatso?
Absolutely. I've known Raven for quite a many years and been on quite a few events with him and I followed his career for a very, 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 very long time, all the way back to Johnny Polo. And I don't know if you guys remember Johnny Polo or not, but I was probably one of my favorite characters in wrestling at the time.
Well, if you can, I did a shoot interview. It's coming out this Friday on our YouTube channel, and he hasn't really called me back after. So can you tell him I'm one of the boys?
Yeah, I'll send him a facsimile. We'll get right on that.
Thanks, man. So youtube.com/onyourmarkshow. Be sure to check that out this Friday. Now let's go back over and get to some questions from the viewers. Okay, so let's see here. Scroll through. And if you are watching on YouTube, you can submit a super chat donation and we'll give you some extra attention. Okay, so let's see here. Angry Vet on YouTube, Rip Malibu suck. I don't know who Rip Malibu is. Everybody talks about Rip Malibu, Shane Hartline all the time. To me, it's bullshit. I'm Marky Xtreme, and those guys wish they looked as hot as I did. Okay, let's keep going. Next question. Francisco Ciatso over Rip Malibu from Angry Vet on YouTube. Okay, I don't know who the hell that is. Okay.
Are they gangsters?
What'd you say, Skeeter?
Are they gangsters? Are they naming gangsters?
I don't know. Rip Malibu might be a gangster. You're familiar with the gangsters, ain't you, Francisco?
It sounds like it might be a blood, might be a crip, might be a blood crip. Might be one of the folklores or the folk people, something like that. So it sounds like you better be careful.
Oh yeah, I probably should just stay clear from that one. Okay, over on YouTube, Paul S for Francisco. What would you say are some of the best and worst moments of your career?
Easily. I mean, it's first time I ever got to walk down a WWE rampway. You know, I give all that credit to Bill DeMott, Coach Bill DeMott, when I was in Deep South and developmental in McDonough, Georgia. Just being able to walk down that ramp for the first time was just probably one of the best experiences of my life. Being around the best of the best of the best. Really being able to travel the world. England, China, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic. I've seen places and done things that most people don't do in 2 or 3 lifetimes. So I'm very fortunate to have those opportunities. Being able to work for all the major companies, everybody from Impact to Ring of Honor to, of course, heading up WWN is, was a dream come true to be able to finally, get our goal is always to receive to make a living in the industry that we love. And I think at this point, I'm probably living my best life right now. Like right now is probably the best moment of my life, the best moment of my career.
Yeah, I would agree. You being on Question Mark Live makes sense that you're.
Heck yeah, this is the pinnacle right here.
This is it, the best moment of your career. Hey, you're welcome. I'm just trying to rub one of the boys. You're
trying to rub one out.
No, so I'm trying to give you I'm trying to rub you. I'm trying to give you.
Oh, you're trying to rub. Oh, all right. Can we say that actually now, or we get somebody?
I'm trying to give you the rub. Everybody.
You're trying to rub me. That's it. You're trying to rub me. I get it. No worries. Yeah. Rub away.
Okay. But I'm just, I'm retired. I've done everything there is to do in this business, 15 plus years undefeated. And, so until that, that Vince McMahon or that Shao Kahn money comes along, I might pull a Terry Funk. But, at this point, it's just about time that, I let the wounds heal and, give back to the boys, so I'm glad that this is one of the best moments of your career. It means a lot to me. Next question.
I love that belt. I love that belt.
Marty Jannetty signed it.
Marty Jannetty. Who'd he ever beat?
Amen, brother.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Amen. So he signed it? Show me. I want to see it. Show it to me. Where he signed it?
Yeah,
he really signed it?
Right there.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. You should send that to me. I'll sign it and send it back to you.
I would do it in person, but I can't trust the mail with this prestigious title.
And you had it stolen before, so I mean, if you're not clutched onto it, people try and steal it all the time.
Oh, I bet they do. You got to have that under lock and key.
Yeah, I do. I actually do. Vishan Silva on YouTube. I'm assuming he says, Marky, can you take the Undertaker's place and take over the streak since no one has beaten you? I would do that in a heartbeat. Like I said, that would be something that I'd entertain that. But I've said this time and time again. I'm a Francisco Ciatso. I'm sure you can relate to it. If the WWE came and knocking, I wouldn't go to NXT. I'm a straight to WrestleMania kind of guy. I take this business very seriously, and I know my value, I know my worth, and I know right now that the WWE creative and NAW is not too great. The attendance is at an all-time low. I mean, I don't know if you've seen the crowds. Nobody's coming to the shows. And I think it's because of creative. So I think that they need me and you, maybe the Francisco Ciatso and Marky Xtreme going in there. And
I agree. What is that? That best match in the world I saw or something like that on the network? That should be me and you. Right there.
It should have been us. Could have been us.
I want to talk about a sellout. We'll sell out any bingo hall this side of the Mississippi.
Amen. God dang it. Vince, I'm sure he's watching.
That's it. Sign it up.
I mean, sure Vince is watching. Okay. Faka17, why do you let Skeeter talk? I wish Frankie and Marky double teamed his ass. You hear that, Skeeter?
wait, are we still talking about wrestling, or I'm so confused? What's happening? How'd y'all get in my room?
Oh, what? Oh, no.
Huh? Nothing.
No. Easy, fella. Okay, let's see.
That was awkward.
I'm scrolling through the questions here. Okay, here we go. Paul S. on YouTube. Francisco, are there any young stars besides Marky Xtreme that haven't quite popped yet? Do you think that will make it big?
Oh, man. I was just having this conversation the other day with Ron Nemi, and he told me to tell you hello, by the way. And
hello.
I would – no, not you. Not you.
You
Mark.
dumb idiot.
Oh, jeez. Who is this guy? What is wrong with him? Is he okay?
I'm sorry. This is the shit on my shoulder, Skeeter Skyflyer. He's one of my students.
That's all right. That's all right. I'll be honest with you guys. The first person that comes to mind, Omar Amir. He's definitely one of the top young stars, breakout stars that I don't think gets recognized enough. He's probably one of the strongest guys I've ever been in the ring with. One of the most talented guys I've ever been around. Romeo Quevedo is another one that comes to mind. The mercenary pit bull. There's some guys who just have that A-list factor that you can't teach. And those right there are two guys. If I had to start a wrestling promotion, start a wrestling company, those are two of the guys, besides yourself, of course, that I put on my roster immediately.
That goes without saying,
Well, thank you. I appreciate the offer.
Talking about you, Skeeter.
Oh,
Yeah, not at all, Skeeter.
Okay, whoops, shouldn't probably pop that one up. Let's see, scrolling through here, could you, hold on, let's see.
are they saying swears? Is that why you're not putting them up?
Kill Nation 123. Oh, I hate this guy. Francisco, please tell Marquis he needs to hit the gym. Dude is getting out of shape and lying about his title reign. First of all, kid, before I let my boy Francisco rip you a new asshole. First of all, kid, this belt speaks for itself. Okay, this is a beautiful title, and I take this business very seriously. And this title speaks for itself. 15 plus years undefeated backyard wrestling entertainment champion. Okay, I run the show, I write the show, I'm the booker, and I'm the goddamn champion. Second of all, you ass clown, I run a shake weight class every goddamn Wednesday, so I'm in good goddamn shape. Okay, talk about getting out of shape, Frankie. I'm not fat, am I, Frankie?
Not at all. Round is a shape, but that doesn't matter because you're jack, stack, locked, and cocked. I mean, you're Marky. I mean, you're the champ. You're the man. So there's these guys. They just don't know what they have yet. They just don't know the legend that's sitting before them. And trust me, I can identify with that. I identify with that remark. So it's that's why you and I get along so well.
That's right, brother. The cock locked and Fox, right? Okay,
Close.
Okay, here we go. Angry Vet on YouTube. Serious question for Frankie. How long do you honestly see WWE staying on the top since they've gone in the cinematic direction?
Well, to be honest with you, I mean, it's. I don't think they've necessarily gone in the cinematic direction. They've kind of dabbled in it. To be honest with you, I think WWE for as long as people have been saying that they're going to lose their top spot, I don't see that happening anytime soon. They've got some really good competition right now with AEW, but competition, breeds, some amazing things. I mean, just look back at the Monday Night Wars. So, I just now got a chance to watch AJ Styles and The Undertaker and the cinematic, match they had. And, I didn't think I was going to enjoy it. I've been around a long time. I'm a purist when it comes to old school wrestling. But I found myself getting completely engulfed in what they did, and really bringing forth the performance of each one of the performers and the way their characters, and to where you couldn't do what they did in a regular match. So it was kind of refreshing seeing something new. Do I think you can have an entire company or show full of that? In my opinion, I don't think so. But I mean, who knows? I tend to be wrong before, but I just, as far as being the top company, I think WWE will be the top company for as long as they want to be the top company. When Vince is gone, I'm sure there'll be, somebody right behind him, whether it's Triple H or, Stephanie or Shane or, somebody to take over the company. So, I mean, they're a multi-billion-dollar, entertainment conglomerate. So I don't really see that going anywhere anytime soon.
Francisco, you got to watch the match of Backlash, the greatest match ever between Street Profits and Viking Raiders. That's a good match.
I heard it was really good. I actually I work with the Street Profits quite a bit through Evolve, and of course, I've actually worked with one half of the Raiders up in Connecticut and New York a few times. So it's they're incredible teams, both of them. Both teams are. I love tag team wrestling. It's always been my. A lot of people don't know that's been my passion. I love tag team wrestling. It's something I've always been fascinated with, and I've had more tag team partners than I think I've had pairs of shoes in my lifetime. But I've always been fascinated with it, and I've seen clips of the match. I haven't seen the whole thing, but I heard it was pretty cool.
It was the greatest match ever. That's what they said. The greatest match ever.
Not my greatest match ever. I mean, I tell you what, I've had some classics in the backyard that I'm sure you've heard about people talking about in the business. And
heck yeah.
But it was, the cinematic matches are pretty cool. Everybody's got different flavors for different saviors, but I just don't know how AJ got buried. Like I don't know. How does somebody get buried then come back to life? Just doesn't make sense to me. Let's take this brief moment for a brief promotional update from me. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for watching Question Mark Live. And this episode is brought to you by the On Your Mark podcast. And we've got a new episode every goddamn Wednesday. hosted by myself and unfortunately also Skeeter Skyflyer, where we deep dive into different topics in wrestling. And this week's episode is hardcore, uncensored, and no different. We're deep diving into the Lucha Bros. We're going to talk about their career and AEW and all that crap, but go to go to onyourmarkshow.com and iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, everywhere there's podcasts to listen to the On Your Mark Wrestling podcast. Frankie says, Francisco Ciatso, where can people find you on the social media?
Oh man, it's very simple. Francisco Ciatso, all one word. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I think I might have a Pinterest out there somewhere at some point. I don't really like to talk about it a whole lot. Or you can, of course, find my fan page, Francisco fan page at facebook.com. Of course, I'll plug my wife's stuff too while we're at it because she'll hit me if I don't. Stormy Lee, all one word. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, same thing, as well as our Journeyman film Facebook page as well.
Everybody, make sure you go. Follow Francisco Ciatso and tell him this Mark sent you. Okay, let's holler. Let's go back over to the questions because this is Question Mark Live. Okay, we've got some good questions coming in. Outsiders Outreach on YouTube. AEW over WWE. I mean, what are you liking more right now, Francisco?
To be quite honest, I look at things a lot different than a lot of people do. I don't watch it necessarily as a fan anymore. So, I know a lot of talents on both companies that work for both companies. So I'll watch them for different things. Like I'll watch matches, take notes, and bring them in to watch, with my students. I'll have my students watch certain matches, certain performers. So, it's, my biggest take on the whole AEW over WWE or vice versa. I just love competition. I love the fact that there's more places for the talents to work, be contracted, make a living in the industry outside of WWE. You've got AEW, you got WWE, you got Impact. You've got so many places for these talents to go and work now.
Backyard wrestling entertainment.
Absolutely, without a doubt, that's right at the top there. I was trying to give everybody else some airtime. You got. Of course, you got Japan and England still that are flourishing. Puerto Rico's on an upswing. Mexico's doing fantastic. So you got so many places and so much competition that it's the best time right now to be a wrestler and even better time to be a fan.
Yeah, and if you want to be a wrestler, there's ways to to do that correctly. I don't know, Francisco Ciatso, if you know that I teach a wrestling academy. So
of course I do.
Yeah, Backyard Wrestling Academy. If you ever want to brush up on your skills, I'd give you a free session or two.
You promise?
You got it, brother. I'll give you the brother handshake right now.
Heck yeah, I love it. Oh, we're doing it right there. Brother me softly, right there.
Skeeter.
No, you're late. You're late, Skeeter. You're late, Skeeter. Late.
Dang it. Francisco, how many classes does a student have to have before you make them a wrestler?
Well, I mean, it differs for everybody, but we run a 14-month tuition. So 3 to 4 classes a week, anywhere between 3 to 4 hours a night. And right about the 10-month or 11-month period, depending on the individual, we'll put you in a first match on proving ground and do your evaluation. If you pass the evaluation, of course, we'll graduate you, and that gives you about another 2-month period to kind of hone your skills and figure out your character and what you want to do. And we really work on getting you TV ready. And so all of that combined can take anywhere between 14 to 16 months.
I've been doing this for over 10 years, and Marketing Xtreme says it's not ready yet.
Yeah, you're not ready yet, Skeeter. You still got to pay your dues, and you got to still take classes. You're just not ready yet. 10 years of classes, maybe one day, Skeeter, but not. I don't think it's going to happen.
But that sounds like, I mean, if you guys don't know him, but you should probably by now, Jason Falcone has been known as the world's 10-year rookie of the year. That sounds like him and Skeeter would have a good match.
Well, don't get Skeeter. Don't get Skeeter's hopes up.
I'll send Jason Falcone his way. Jason Falcone he's a good competitor. 10 years rookie of the year. You and him would have a bang-up job.
Vishan Silva, Skeeter, you're the greatest ever. You're going to be a bigger star than Mark. No, that's stupid. That's not going to happen. Okay. Paul S. on YouTube. The Street Profits and the Viking Raiders are both incredibly talented. Seeing as you've worked with them, what do you think of the current creative with both teams?
To be quite honest, I would love to sit here and say that I've studied a lot of the creative with both teams. Individually, I love the Street Profits characters. I love what they've done. They've both been around quite a while. So to see them come from, because I remember working with them at Evolve for about a year ago, and they were kind of, I guess, for lack of a better term, they had become stale, I guess, in their
Frankie, your sound messed up or something. Something switched. Something's changed.
Better now?
Say something.
Better now?
That's good. Thank you.
All right. When I worked with the Street Profits about a year ago, when they came to Evolve, I didn't know them very well, and I just assumed that maybe they, maybe their work became stale. I don't know. Who knows? But they sent them to Evolve, and within maybe 4 or 5 months, they were kicking ass, and they and here they are as they're tag champs for I think maybe Raw, SmackDown, I can't remember which, and of course the Viking Raiders have both been around for 12, 13 plus years. So to see them doing as well as they have and finally get a character set and a character base that people are remembering and they're kind of sinking their teeth into is a testament to them being able to execute what creative gives them. We can only do what creative gives us. So if creative gives us, a couple of chefs, from the lower Switzerland, we got to do our damnedest to make that happen and to execute whatever we're given. And both teams, both sets of performers have done extremely well with executing exactly what creative gave them. It's not always an easy feat. It's not always an easy task. Being given a character or being given a set of things to do that there's sometimes that you may not even believe in it, and you have to do it. And it's you have to get that character over on TV, and that's part of your job as a performer. So I think creative has a really rough job. They've got a lot of performers that they've got to write for. So it's not everything's going to be a knockout of the park. You're going to have your failures, like Mantar, TL Hopper, Skeeter. So do things like that.
Yeah, you heard him, Skeeter. You're a goddamn failure. But
the best character. You said Mantar and TL Hopper. They're great. I think they're going to the Hall of Fame if they're not in already.
Oh my God, I hate you so much. But for Francis Ciatso, you said something that really resonated to me is that, the best characters are it's hard to take something that you're just not and try to make cat soup out of chicken shit, so the best characters are, yourself cranked up. I was born this way. I was born Marky Extreme by nature, Marky Extreme by heart. And, so I've lived this gimmick and I've bled this gimmick for the past 15 plus years. And better than anybody that the best characters are this is the heightened version of yourself.
Absolutely. 100%. Without a doubt. If you talk to if you ever listen to any of the interviews from every top guy that you think of, Steve Austin, The Rock, Chris Jericho, they'll tell you the same thing. If you ever listen to some of the interviews that The Rock has done, once he really started coming into his own was right around the Nation of Domination, right when he was coming out of that whole segment and that whole time period and era. And that's really when he kind of found himself, and it really was just himself. It's just him with the knob broken off. Same with myself. I mean, everything I do is rooted in truth. I train my students that way. There might come a time where you're giving something by creative that you might not necessarily, agree with or think you're going to be able to do. You just have to, what I tell all of my students is you got to find something that creative gives you, find something within yourself that matches what creative's giving you, even just a little bit. If you can find just a tad bit deep down inside, you'll be able to turn that character into a part of you as long as you can do that. And I think that, unlike a lot of people like yourself that was born the way you were, and like I'm born the way I am, I think Skeeter was probably made in a lab somewhere, so it really doesn't pertain to him. But, not everybody can be great.
Yeah, amen. Let's go to another question. Outsiders Outreach on YouTube. Will the NWO ever come back? If so, who do you think best fits today? I hope to God they come back for life. And if we can't be in it, Frankie, who do you think should be in the NWO?
Man, I remember vividly of when Scott Hall and Kevin Nash made their entrance in the WCW, and I thought it was the coolest thing. Like it was such a neat way to. It was kind of a turning point, I guess. And then it got to be too much, and I think there was like 47 and a half members. I think that were in the NWO at one time. There was red, white, black, pink, blue, green. There was the Latin NWO, and it kind of got out of hand. If I had to pick a few right now, I'd probably say Right off the top of my head, I mean, geez, probably Chase Stevens, Damian Wayne Costal, just some smash mouth type guys. Bruce Santee. I mean, Bruce Santee. I could see a guy like that being in a group like the NWO. Guys that are just no nonsense, just tough guys. Vordell Walker. He's definitely one that I could see that would be able to, as a young talent, be able to come right into the game and fill those shoes.
Hell yeah.
I don't know, Francisco. My favorite's when everybody was in it, because it's not nice when clubs have only limited members and then you feel left out and you can't get in. But when NWO's like, everybody come in and there's a bunch of NWOs, I think that's the best.
You probably got a participation trophy, didn't you?
No, they said I was late, so I couldn't get it.
Oh, that's cute. He got a participation trophy, didn't he?
Yeah, he's a guy. But it said world's biggest idiot at the bottom. Okay, let's take another moment to advertise some sponsors. Ladies and gentlemen, if you like to wear shirts that don't make you look like the world's biggest idiot, go to prowrestlingtees.com/OIM show and get some of these sick shirts like Mark Xtreme. Skeeter Skyflyer has a shirt on right now that I would not suggest purchasing if you want to get a girlfriend. But then we have some other shirts that you could get from the Extreme Cruise. We've got the King of Backyard Style. We've got Make America Wrestling Again. We've got some sick shirts over at prowrestlingtees.com/OIM show. Francisco Ciatso, where can people get some of your merch?
Oh, they can find our stuff on Pro Wrestling Tees as well. Pro Wrestling Tees /Ciatso. They can also hit us up on Facebook or Instagram and see all of our designs, our Flying Cannoli design, our Bonnie and Clyde professional wrestling designs, as well as our Francisco Ciatso, my Supreme Fachim, which was our hottest seller last year. You can go ahead and look up what Fachim means when we get off this podcast, because I won't go ahead and or video podcast. I'm not going to tell you on this. Skeeter might have nightmares if we say it. So you check us out. Check out all our designs. A lot of our designs are done by Designs by Drexel. I'll go ahead and plug him as well. He's a fantastic graphic designer. Anybody needs any graphic design work, hit up Designs by Drexel and tell him I sent you.
Hell yeah. Well, I want to thank you so much, Francisco Ciatso, for being here today. I want to apologize for Skeeter being a goddamn idiot, but like I said, I like to do anything I can as a 15+ year undefeated champion to give back to this business. And I'm very glad that this is one of the greatest moments of your career.
Absolutely. It's the pinnacle, and thanks for having me. I'm marking out, pardon the pun, for being on the show with Mark Extreme. See what I did there? But really, honestly, all kidding aside, thank you for having me. Thank you for being a friend of the business and a friend of the program, and being able to plug the film Journeyman, and being able to kind of talk to everybody and answer some questions, all the fans. Because without fans, there's no us. So really appreciate it, and good luck with the show, and good luck with everything that you guys are doing. Good luck with Skeeter, and keep me posted on how everything's going, and we'll definitely keep in touch.
Yeah, let's do this again in the future. One more time, real quick. Where can they stay up to date on the feature?
Absolutely. Journeyman Film at Facebook.com, as well as Francisco Ciatso, Stormy Lee, all one word. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, as well as a Pinterest out there somewhere.
Hell yeah.
Is the movie going to be on VHS?
What'd you say?
Is the movie going to be on VHS?
Can we cancel him? Is that like real thing now? Can we do the cancel culture thing? Just cancel him?
I wish he had a button I could press. Just real hard.
And he just falls to the floor.
Then that's it. There's got to be a cancel button on him somewhere. Thank you so much for being here, Frankie. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Bye.
There you have it. Francisco Ciatso.
I like that, Francisco Ciatso.
It's Francisco Ciatso. He's Italian, you goddamn idiot.
There's Italian kitty cats, so...
No, there's not.
I think there is. There's Siamese cats. There's bound to be Italian cats.
Let's jump to some more questions, you dumb idiot. Vishon Silva, Marky, why is Grim still trying to talk shit? If Grim's talking shit, I need to see screenshots, because I'm getting my lawyers involved on this one.
Did you tell him that Grim and I should be friends?
I told Grim that you said hi, but I also told him you're an idiot.
Well, as long as you did the first thing, you say the other thing all the time. So at least if they remember me, that's all that counts.
I hate you, Skeeter.
I love you.
Noah JK, hello.
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 How's your day going, Noah JK? What did you have for lunch? Did you have soup? I miss soup. I haven't had soup in. I don't know if I've ever had soup.
You haven't had soup?
Can't remember having soup. Have you ever had soup?
Yeah, I've eaten soup. I'm a goddamn human being. What do you normally eat?
Like dry bread and Twizzlers.
Together at the same time?
Sometimes. Oh, if it's a Friday, yeah.
God, I hate you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Question Mark Live. You know, we're going to go be streaming till about 10 p.m. Eastern. We just had our amazing special guest for the week, Francisco Ciatso. You can check his film out, journeymanfilm.com. But before we jump back into some more questions, I've had a lot of people ask Skeeter. They've asked me, Marky Xtreme. They said, how can I watch past episodes of Question Mark Live? Well, guess what? If you join our Patreon at patreon.com/OIM show, not only are you going to get to watch every one of the past episodes of Question Mark Live, but you're going to get 2-day early access to our YouTube videos. You're going to get 2-day early access to our podcast. And that includes this week's content that's coming at you. Tomorrow, our podcast, we're dropping about the Lucha Brothers. Friday, we've got a kick-ass shoot interview with Raven, which I'm stoked about. And you get early access to all of that. And you get the entire catalog of Question Mark Live. And you get a special shout out on our podcast. It's too goddamn much to keep up with. But if you want to be involved, if you want to be a true marquee Mark, go to patreon.com/OIM show. Skeeter, what do you think about our Patreon?
I think that's amazing. It feels like it's Christmas every day, all the time, year round. That they get to see the video early. Wait, you haven't even let me see Raven interview yet.
Well, you're not a part of the Patreon, Skeeter. I told you to join.
Well, I pay you for wrestling school. Isn't that enough?
It's separate.
Okay, that's a fair point. That's a fair point.
Cross my streams. I can't cross my revenue streams. It gets real goddamn confusing.
That's amazing. Early access to Raven.
Furman Peer is on Facebook. What's up with Skeeter's hat? Thank you. Finally, somebody asked this question. Skeeter, take away.
Well, it's been a couple of them because you destroy them sometimes when you get real mad at me. So this is my hat. This is like this year. This is like my fourth. So I got this hat on. My hair looks dumb.
Skeeter, you pissed me off. I'm going to break something.
Well, it doesn't always have to be my hat. So I got a hat on because we're in the backyard all the time. So I need something for shade, or otherwise I get burnt and I get a redneck. And people make jokes that I'm some kind of burn victim. So, I just don't want to deal with it.
Let's see. Okay.
How come you're skipping them? Are they got swears in them?
Through them. I got too much stuff in my way. It's hard to see the screen. Okay, Faco171AC on YouTube. I'd like to buy 500 Skeeter shirts just to burn them. That's actually funny. That's what should do with my stimulus money. I think that's a good call for for any kind of money that you get. Buy Skeeter shirts and burn them. Just so nobody can have to wear them and be subjected to them.
I like that idea, Blacklow, because then I become the #1 best-selling T-shirt on your Mark history. That'd be pretty amazing. That you couldn't deny me a match if I'm the #1 best-selling T-shirt, even if they're burned up.
I can deny anything.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
Oh, you can't?
Outsiders Outreach on YouTube. What's your weirdest match ever? I mean, for personally me, I would have to say that it's when I wrestled Yoko Zubaz in the Hell in a Taco Bell, and he got stuck in the dog cage in the Taco Bell, and we couldn't get him out. And police came, and I had to explain to them that he's a fat ass, and he got stuck in a dog cage in a Taco Bell. So that was a bit awkward. Skeeter, what was one of your weirder matches you watched at Backyard Wrestling Entertainment?
Yeah, when they were doing the Punjabi.
Hold the phone. We got a super chat on YouTube. Now, for those of you that are watching that want to donate to the show to help out #live and on your mark, really great way to do that is to give us a super chat on YouTube and you get some extra attention. So who do we got this week? Josh or Fahey gets a super chat. Can you call Alan Tippert a white knight creep, Mark? Well, I hope that I won't get in trouble for saying this. Skeeter, do you think I should say this to Alan Tippert?
What is it that he's like he's a King Arthur knight?
Yeah, he's a knight. Okay.
Well,
I could even do it in a British accent and call him a white knight creep. Hello, Alan. Hello, Alan. Hello, Alan Tippert. You're a white knight creep, Alan Tippert. Skeeter, can you do an accent and say it?
Blind me. You's a creep, Alan Tippert. You should go wash your bum.
Yeah, you white. You're a knight and you're white. A knight that's white, Alan Tippert.
It's confusing because the lettering's in green. So I want to call him a green knight.
No, he said to call him a white knight. I don't know what it means.
Either way, it sounds like he's a creep, which I've been called a lot of times. So if you're a creep.
But, so full disclosure, we don't know what a white knight is, a white knight creep, but, we got a super chat. So we'll pretty much say anything because we need that money. We got to keep the doors open at Backyard Wrestling Entertainment. And somebody's got to keep me fed, But thank you, Josh or Fahey. That means a lot. And you really are supporting the show. Thank you so, so much.
That was cool. That's probably like a teenager, and that's like their lingo. They're like, "Hey, you're a white knight creep." TikTok, TikTok, TikTok. Okay, that's exciting. I like that a lot. But Alan Tippert, though, I think he's probably a shady character. I probably don't want to go to Buffalo Wild Wings with Alan Tippert. I tell you that. I'd say, nope. I'm gonna eat some stale bread.
Yeah. Well, again, we don't know what it means, but so that there you have it.
That's never stopped you before.
Yeah. Okay, Skeeter. I've said dumb. I've done dumb things. My brain doesn't have a filter. I say what I think, and sometimes it's come back to haunt me. And especially in elementary school, when I looked at the teacher and I said, "You're ugly, Mrs. Garner." Okay. And I've always felt real bad about that because she wasn't ugly. The thing is, she was really pretty. And I thought that it might be a way to, I don't know, flirt, but I probably should have been flirting with my older teacher.
Don't forget the spelling bee too in third grade when you went up there and the word was chrysanthemum and you said suck it. And then you did the DX suck it for a long time.
Everybody was doing that. Though, the DX thing. Let's see. Well, if anybody wants to be more part of the show, we're going to be on here for a couple more minutes. We'll take your questions, the discussions, the things to talk about, from the Raw, AEW, whatever, in the world of wrestling. But, thank you guys so much for watching #live. We're going to be back again next Tuesday, and we've already got a kick-ass guest here, international independent wrestling superstar Jay Rios is going to be here next week. This is going to be really, really cool to have him part of the show, and he's going to, just give him back to the boys.
That's so cool. How'd you book him?
I don't have to reveal how I get our guests. I tell them I'm a champ and that, I'm giving back to the business and, they want to be on the show. It's clear.
That's so cool. That's so exciting. I figured, I would imagine you're desperate to get anybody and you're probably throwing money at them or something. Because whenever I check your emails every day, no one emails you.
Yes, they do. Yeah, they do, Skeeter.
I mean, for like sweepstakes and like Pizza Hut coupons, sure, but that I don't know. I think
Hey,
those are
an email's an email. Okay, regardless if it's from Pizza Hut or if it's from Scott Hall, an email is an email.
those bounce back. I don't know if those count as emails either. You email them all the time, but those bounce back.
Outsiders Outreach, Marky, could you beat Gilbert in a match? That'd be a hard-hitting match. This is a match, the dream match for many people. But, absolutely think I could beat Gilbert in a heartbeat. What do you think, Skeeter?
Oh, that'd be one of your best matches ever. I'd be so excited for the entrance alone. But I know Gilbert tries to play mind games, but your mind games, Marky Xtreme, are way better. So you'd probably like be ready for him when he's doing his sparkler entrance, which I hope I get to be a part of. But you probably play mind games, and when he's coming out to do that, you probably wallop him in the head with a chair.
That's what I like to do most matches is just up the top, just hit him in the head with a chair immediately. Get that's the way to what I've always wondered, why doesn't wrestlers go straight do their finishers right away? Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, because you get your entrance, which sometimes can be like 20 minutes. And then when other wrestlers come out, like right away, like as soon as they step out in the backyard, you hit them with a chair. They don't get no entrance. They hardly get any song, anything. Even fans are like, oh my gosh, I drove like 2 miles to come see the show. They drove so far away. And it doesn't matter to you. Just wham.
Yep. I think that's honestly a good way to do it. Have you watched any wrestling since the last time we were on here, Skeeter?
Yeah. I've been watching on the loop. I just keep watching the greatest wrestling match ever from Backlash of the Street Profits versus the Viking Raiders. It was one of the best things I've ever seen. I'm so glad they told me that it was the greatest wrestling match ever, because otherwise I'd probably like, nah, maybe watch it later. But they had a bowling ball, and they had the turkey legs, and they had the ninjas. That's everything I want.
It's so stupid. What am I in? A 90s comedy movie, Vince? Jesus, so stupid.
Are you? Did you get in a 90s comedy movie?
No, I didn't. At least I don't know. Next question, Andy Kananana on Facebook. When Vince asks you to do a show in Saudi Arabia, will you accept? And what dream match will you tell him to give you to get out of retirement? Well, I think that, the match that everybody wants to see is, Marky. We've already said it. Marky versus Gilbert is a marquee match that many people would want to see, but also like, Undertaker's definitely going to come back for at least one more match, probably in Saudi Arabia. So I think that, Undertaker versus Marky Xtreme, Mark on Mark, would be a match for the ages. How about you, Skeeter? Who do you want to see me face in Saudi Arabia?
Oh, that'd be so exciting, because that's where the dream matches happen now. So I want to see you fight Triple H. Think about it. That'd be huge, because he goes and wrestles there too. And what if it was for control of NXT?
Hey, that'd be kind of cool, man. I could definitely go in there and change its creative a bit. Obviously do some things to get an attendance in the buildings, but that would be pretty sick. I would definitely consider a match with Triple H. Let's see. Before we wrap up here, we'll take another question or two. Outsiders Outreach again on YouTube. Thanks for all the questions, dude. Will the Shield ever reunite now that they're different companies? I'd say never in this business. But Skeeter, what do you have to say?
Oh, I think, yeah, of course they will, because wait, maybe they won't, because they don't work there no more.
Yeah, Dean Ambrose is in a different company now.
Well, I like the Shield. They're not going to come back no more. They're not going to do.
Sometimes you don't get what you want, Skeeter.
But Shield's like one of my favorite things ever.
Why are you whining? You're such an idiot. You creep me out.
But it says Rollins and Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns.
Yeah. It's Roman, not Roman.
Roman.
Yeah, well, get over it. They're probably not going to ever come back together. It's not going to happen.
Well, why can't I cry for once? You cry all the time.
I never cry. everybody watching, I never cry. That never happens. But something I do is this stream once a week. We're doing it until, we're doing it until my AOL demo disc runs out. It's Question Mark Live every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific. Again, this coming Tuesday, we've got independent international wrestling superstar Jay Rios. Dude, have you seen this guy? Skeeter, he does some, I mean, I know obviously I can do some sick flips and stuff, but this guy does some crazy stuff.
Is he gonna do that on the show? Is he gonna flip in?
We can ask him to do a flip or two. It'd be pretty sick,
That'd be cool. That'd be so cool if he like flips in, turns on his phone, and then flips out and turns off his phone.
That'd be pretty sick. We'll ask him next week, and you guys can watch, of course, on our YouTube, on our Facebook. We'll again try to stream on TikTok like we're doing tonight. Thank you everybody that has been watching on TikTok and on all of our social media platforms. You can follow us anywhere at OIM Show. Let's run through the gauntlet again, Skeeter. Tomorrow we have a new On Your Mark Wrestling podcast. We're
the Lucha Bros.
That's correct. We're deep diving inside of the Lucha Bros. We're going to be talking about their how they were the formation and diving into their career, basically. And you can listen to that podcast at onyourmarkshow.com, iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, every one of the outlets that has a podcast. This Friday, I swear, I don't think I've ever been so excited for a shoot interview that we've ever had, Skeeter.
Raven.
YouTube. What?
Raven.
You're Skeeter, I'm doing a promotion. I'm building up to it, and you keep cutting me off. And I swear every time it's going to be from 50 more squats. Okay. So
yeah, but I'm getting them right.
You're right, but I'm not, you're jumping the gun. You're saying that the line too early. This Friday.
Then next Tuesday's S.A. Rios.
Not S.A. Rios, Jay Rios next week. YouTube.com/OnYourMarkShow. This Friday, Raven shoot interview. And this is going to be one that people are going to be talking about. So go subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you have not done that yet, make sure you hit a Macho Man elbow drop on that subscribe button. Oh, man, Skeeter, what an episode we had today. What do you think about it?
Oh, I liked it. You didn't watch it? It was real good. You should watch it. These are fun. These are great. Francisco Ciatso is great, and I'm excited for his Journey to the Center of the Earth Man movie. Those are great.
His Francine Ciatso and his movie is Journeyman. Skeeter, don't ruin this friendship for me. If you want to watch any of these past episodes, the only way to do it is at patreon.com/OIM Show. And there you can get early access to our videos and our podcasts and shout outs and replica belts and all kinds of cool shit. But ladies and gentlemen, we got to wrap this up because I got to use the bathroom and I got to go insult Skeeter. Do you have any final things you want to say, Skeeter?
This is so much fun for me every week. I love doing this. I'm so excited. So many people are in here and I can't wait to do it again next week.
Hell yeah. We'll see you next week. And same Xtreme channel. Then